Let's go to Sunday. Bucs-Cowboys. Cowboys by 7, over under 48. Cowboys are 6-1 at home, so they're 2-4, 2-5 on the road. The Bucs are 1-6 on the road. It's not great. The Cowboys had won 5 in a row before they got shut out at Indy. They're waiting on Zach Martin. He was limited in practice. They're not sure if he's going to be back. I looked at this game last week, and I kind of went, I'm not killing the Cowboys for that loss. Like my outlook on them didn't change in that game. It's a tough spot against a good team, and I know they would rather not have gotten shut out. But this doesn't make me reconsider anything about the Cowboys. They're kind of the same team I thought they were, and in this game, I think that's probably enough.
Yeah, I did like the idea that I think Ezekiel Elliott's like, oh, we needed this loss to like wake us up.
Yeah,
I thought that was that's a funny kind of thing. For him to say, but I mean, I guess it's a good attitude for him to have. But it's like, man, you guys got beat up badly, and you're like, oh, this is a good thing. Yeah, I'm not sure it's a good thing, especially because now that the Eagles are kind of still lurking behind you there, and strange things can happen. You can end up losing the division, like none of us thought would happen a couple weeks ago. I still, with Tampa Bay, I still feel like this is a team that can score points, and I'm still. I don't know. I guess I'm still not sold on the Cowboys as a world beater. I'm not sure anybody really thinks that this is a really, really great team. I know the Buccaneers offense hasn't played great lately, but for what we saw earlier in the year, I just have a hard time getting that out of my head that this is a team that can still score points. It's silly because they haven't been scoring points lately, but I think in the back of my head, I'm still thinking that. And I have the Cowboys straight up here.
Okay.
I do have the Buccaneers at +7. Is that what it was? I'm sorry.
Yep, it was 7, yes.
I'm looking at what I had it at. Yeah, +7. I don't know. I just don't think this is a tough game for me because the +7 is right on the borderline for me.
Right.
But even the Cowboys are really good at home, but and the Buccaneers stuck it on the road. So it does seem pretty obvious the Cowboys are going to win big here, but I don't see it.
And to your point, the last 2 weeks they've played the Saints and the Ravens, and they've scored 14 and 12. They do have pretty good. They do have a pretty good offense, and they can score. Yeah. I think the Dallas defense is pretty good. I'm curious if they get back to full strength before the playoffs, and Irvin comes back and Lee's not limited anymore and all that. I don't know. They're an interesting. They're just a more interesting playoff team than I thought. I actually have become over this year. I'm more of a Dak fan than I was before. He's better. Like I came into this year going, you know what? He's not. I mean, I knew that the first year was a little misleading. That people thought he was some kind of, not superstar, but really, really good. I didn't think that. I just thought he was in a great situation, and he was kind of okay. And last year I went, see, they caught up to him. I don't know. I like him more than I thought I would. Like he's a guy who I think they keep him long term, they're going to be okay.
I don't see it. The fact Jared Jones saying they're going to give him a big extension, I think that's a bad thing. But I mean, is he a guy you'd rather have than some? I mean, considering the quarterback class coming out in the draft next year, it's not supposed to be very good. Would you rather have him or have some some other guy who does not prove in the league? I guess you'd probably rather have Dak. I think Amari Cooper has made that team a lot better. I think Amari Cooper's made him a better quarterback for some reason. But long term, I'm still not buying it yet.
Okay. I mean, I do think to what you just said, look, there's merit. Some of the teams that are doing well, I mean, they're kind of using the model of the quarterback on the cheap rookie contract.
Yeah. And
spending money elsewhere.
Which for Seattle. And that's one of Seattle's greatest accomplishments was doing that with Russell Wilson. And
right. And the Rams are doing it now. The Chiefs are doing it right now. I mean, everybody can't be Mahomes, but it seems to it's an interesting way to build a team, which is why some of the teams like the Giants, who I like to pick on, thinking about keeping Eli Manning for $23 million next year is insanity.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting. You're right, it is interesting. But then when you look at you always have Tom Brady, who's you have Aaron Rodgers, who obviously this year they're not very good, but a guy who's always one of the best ever and can lead that team back to playoff glory maybe. But I don't know. I guess you guys look at a team like the Falcons with Matt Ryan and paying him so much money, and you're like, well, what'd you get out of that? I mean, Matt Ryan's really good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
but the rest of the team suffers because you pay them so much money.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a lot of money.
And we'll see what happens with
$40 million.
we'll see what happens with the Buccaneers. I mean, when they got to pay Winston, and we'll see if they want to pay him or they want to go the cheaper route.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's an interesting trend, and it has. I mean, like I said, it worked for Seattle. I just don't think, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, I don't think they have enough offensive weapons around him to make it work. I mean, obviously, Amari Cooper's been great, but I feel like at some point the league will catch up to that, and you'll need something else. But
right.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. You got the Bucs against the spread. I've got the Cowboys against the spread right now. NFLPickWatch.com. We've got 65% of the experts taking the Cowboys, giving the points. 63% of the fans think the Cowboys give. Well, that's a uniformity. There's no disagreement between the experts and the fans yet. Okay.